what guy should have got a shot at an NFL job and never did, like that you knew, that you felt like, hey, this guy really should have had a shot to get a full-time gig and never got the opportunity?
Oh, man.
You must know a few.
Yeah, I know a lot. A lot of the guys that I thought were going to be head coaches became head coaches.
Right.
Let's see. Greg Blanche was in Indianapolis with me. He was my defensive line coach. They actually offered him the Colts head coaching job. And then he went home and told his wife, and then the next day they hired somebody else.
Oh,
which
Jesus.
is really, really messed up. But there's, I think it's good to get like some of the players who played back in the day. Like I like seeing, I think Darryl Johnston, who I was with on Fox.
Right.
I think he would be a good GM.
Right.
I think they need to get more players back into the sport instead of these guys who have calculator protectors in their pocket. And they think they know the game. You got to build the game. You can't just go by numbers. You got to go by people.
Right.
That's why Ozzie Newsome does so well at the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? He was a player. He gets the players. He knows how to build a locker room. That's very important that people don't take into consideration anymore. They just think, oh, this guy's 6'5", he runs a 4.7, I'm going to get him. They give him $100 million and he ain't worth a shit.
Well, it's like building a family through the locker room.
It is. Belichick knows what he's doing up there in Boston, where you are. I mean, that's what he does. He gets the most out of the players. He knows how to go and put his thumb on them and make them, go and produce.
Speaking about Belichick, now you think you could have been able to play for him?
No.
No way, huh?
No way. I mean, listen. We all have our things. I follow rules, but I cut corners a little bit, and everything. I'm just, I couldn't go like, oh, I got to be here at 8:00. All right, if I get there 8:15, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
You're an Italian from New Jersey, of course not.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Now, so the year 2000, you guys had arguably one of the best defenses in the history of football.
No. You can edit that out. Edit. That's an edit right there. Okay, we have the best defense ever to play the game.
What, better than the 85 Bears?
Yeah, the 85 Bears had an offense. Look at their offense.
Okay.
Name five guys on our offense at the Ravens in 2000.
The quarterback?
No. Right there, you got to edit in some crickets. See, crickets right now. Right?
We will.
I mean, you had Trent Dilfer. Trent's a good guy, but he couldn't throw a 30-yard out.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. Right? Jamal Lewis, I mean, he was a good running back. I mean, we had a half, Jonathan Ogden was our left tackle, but our other part of our line was not, name a receiver. I can't even name a receiver. I don't remember who our receivers were.
Well, you never knew anyone's name other than like Eddie Toner and Jason Belzer on any teams you were ever on. That was it.
That's all the only guys that I like.
And John Ray.
Yeah, Big John Ray. That's the only human I ever know who drank a whole keg by himself. These kids want to do keg stands.
Wait a second.
Forget about it. He used to get the keg thing. Remember the keg had the hose and the little thing you push and you get the beer comes out?
Yeah.
He used to stick one in his nose, one in his mouth, and suck down a half a keg in 15 minutes.
Right. That guy is something else.
Oh my gosh. I love that guy.
So do you think like the Ravens defense of 2000 could beat the best Patriots offensive team that they've had in the last 15 years?
Yeah.
Come on.
You think so? You want to ask me again? We'll start over. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
The 2017 with Randy Moss, Wes Welker, and Brady.
Yes.
Corey Dillon is a running back.
I don't care. Listen to me. There wasn't a running back in 3 years that ran over 100 yards on us. So let's take the run game totally out of the equation. Okay? Totally out of the equation. Yes. I wish I had that little computer. Remember they had them computers where you could put like, oh, this Bear offense against that one's defense.
Right. They still got that. You can get that somewhere.
I mean, come on, 4 or 5 shutouts. I mean, who does that anymore? Right?
Jesus, huh?
Who does that? Come on, 168 points the whole season. What are we doing?
I actually feel like Ray Lewis getting in the Hall of Fame, you had a lot to do with that. That's how I feel.
A lot of people feel that way, and I'm sure he does too. They work together. There's some guys who, listen, he's a great playmaker. We just helped him, his first year when we weren't there, he struggled a little bit, didn't make the Pro Bowl, and then we helped him out a little bit. That's all.
Did you go to his Hall of Fame ceremony?
Yes, last weekend. Yes.
How was that?
It was great. It was great. Let me tell you something. I never, you watch that stuff on TV, and you're like, oh, I'm going to go, and I'm not really too interested, whatever. And I went out there, and it was amazing. I love the speeches.
Right.
And I thought Terrell Owens is a complete asshole for not going there. I mean, he had an opportunity to go and say, he had a platform where he had the everybody was watching. He could say whatever he wanted. Instead, he just doesn't go. He boycotts. I mean, what an idiot. His great grandkids are going to be like, oh yeah, Grandpa T.O. He's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I think he is. Right. Let's watch his speech. No, in the end, nothing. Bozo.
At least he stayed consistent to the way he was, because he was like that when he played.
Exactly.
And he's like that right up until the end.
And Randy Moss, I'll tell you what, he did a great job.
He's
Dawkins, Urlacher, Ray. I mean, I think all of them had something in their speeches that young kids could go and learn from. That's what I liked.
Well, that's important.
Yeah, very important.
I was talking to Rex Ryan one time at one of your functions.
Right.
And he told me if Tony had good knees, he would have been a Hall of Famer.
No. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Right.
If I had a vagina, I'd be an ant, right?
Right.
There you go.
If you had a vagina, it'd be stretched out.